Hello there, Scrubs. Welcome back to Machete's School for Scrubs. This is a series where I attempt to teach beginners and intermediate players a thing or two about fighting games. Fighting games can be hard to learn, but it's pretty rewarding once you get the hang of it. That being said, if your power level is at a professional or semi-pro or anywhere above, then you have nothing else to gain from this video, and I suggest you go on and kick rocks. Anyways, let's get started with today's topic. These are my 5 reasons why I think you're probably getting your butt handed to you. Probably. Number 1. Pressing a lot of buttons. So this might seem like it's a little counterproductive, but think of it this way. You wouldn't necessarily press every single button in a shooting game, because chances are you're going to get shot down and run out of ammo before you get any kills. So the same kind of applies here. Stop pressing buttons. Mashing does not work. There's many reasons as to why mashing doesn't work, but to cover such a broad explanation with few words, if you're constantly attacking, then you're constantly failing to defend yourself. Plain and simple. Plus you probably look like this kid. Échale ganas, niño. Number 2. Panicking when your health is low or when your opponent's health is low. Everybody gets nervous. That's just normal. It's part of it. But you should be able to control your nerves to some degree, especially in situations where you could give the match away. Oftentimes, these moments are going to be times when your health is low or your opponent's health is low, and you just want to close out the match. If you're one of these people that panics at this point, what helped me out was actually kind of taking a deep breath and trying to slow my heart rate down just so I can think through of what I'm about to do. I'm not throwing anything out that's too risky if I don't have to, and oftentimes it's a waiting game. Just wait for the other guy to make a mistake and take your win. Remember that some of the greatest stories in history are comeback stories. Number 3. Committing to combos unnecessarily. So there's 2 instances where this is gonna pretty much come back and bite you in the butt. Number 1, oftentimes when we learn something new, we tend to spam it, especially when we're in our beginning stages of learning how to play a game. The problem with this is not so much the spam itself, it's the fact that a lot of the times we fail to acknowledge that once it stops working, it stops working. So we tend to just keep throwing the same thing out over and over and over, and we end up paying for it. Instead of adapting and instead of realizing, wait a minute, this is getting me nowhere, I'm gonna do something else. The other situation that happens is people will start their combo from like the other side of the screen. If you're one of these people, stop doing it, because if you're 3 miles away from me and I have nothing to worry about, you're gonna hit nothing but Casper the Friendly Ghost, and I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. Plain and simple. If I'm at a good safe distance away from you, I have nothing to fear. If I already figured you out, I have nothing to fear. So stop committing to combos unnecessarily. Number 4, you have no patience. So I know fighting games can be very hectic, and for the most part it seems like whoever can press buttons faster will win, although that's really not the truth. Oftentimes the better player will be the player that has a lot of patience, because if you have a lot of patience, more than likely you're gonna make better decisions. Think of it this way. You have 60 seconds on the clock for the most part, and every second does count, and every beating can be turned around within half a second. That being said, fighting games often are nothing more than a big waiting game. You're kind of waiting to see who's gonna give in first, who's gonna make a mistake. And If you're level-headed and you have the patience enough to wait somebody out, then oftentimes you're gonna make better decisions. Reflexes do count obviously in big comebacks, but this is about patience. Also, there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna either trash talk you or just be toxic in general. If you learn to grow tough skin, sooner or later these people are not gonna bother you at all. They're not gonna get to you, and you're gonna remain level-headed, cool, and have a ton of patience. Just wait it out. That's all you gotta do, really. And number 5, you're too predictable. One of the big setbacks that we have, especially in the beginning stages, is that we will learn like 1 or 2 good moves and we want to spam the hell out of them. I mean, if it works, it works. I'm not completely knocking it out. If your opponent keeps falling for it, then that's more so on them than it is on you. But what I am saying is that if you're relying on 1 or 2 combos or moves, you're basically doing patterns. And a seasoned player, a skilled player, can download you easily if you keep repeating the same patterns. So you gotta have stuff to kind of break it up in between, you know, those moves or combos. So if you see that you go for a combo A and combo A hits them, I wouldn't do combo A right away. I wouldn't even do combo B right afterwards. What I would do is find stuff to kind of fill in those gaps. You know, to kind of set him up so that I can hit him again with combo A. Or maybe find stuff to kind of hit him with combo B. I'm trying to be as less predictable as possible. That being said, essentially, if you notice that what you're doing is not working, then just stop doing it. You got to be able to recognize that if it's not working, stop doing it. I guess that's all I got as far as predictability.
Round 2.
So one bonus thing I want to add is check out your replays. I'm not talking about the moments where you actually did something badass and cool, but more so the moments when you actually lost. You're going to gain a lot from it. Because when you're in the middle of a match, oftentimes you're not going to see the whole picture. But when you look at it afterwards, you're going to see it from almost a third-person perspective and get a better view of everything that's going on in the match. Try to spot the moments where, you know, you had weaknesses or where everything went wrong for you, and try to better prepare for your next battle. But anyways, that's going to do it for now, guys. Let me know if this actually helped you guys out, or if there's anything you guys have questions on, feel free to ask. I will reply as soon as possible. So yeah, get good, scrubs. We'll see you later.